watchers, listeners, and subscribers of Antichrist magazine. I am Sami from Oenos. I'm here to answer some of your questions. Don't worry, I don't actually speak like that. Oenos is my solo project consisting of moi and moi only. I do all of it myself, and I'm on a bit of a mission to explore this lovely planet of ours through metal music and wine, the nectar of gods. I name all my songs after the bottle I had when I wrote the song. It is consistent in all my releases. They're wines from all over the world, fantastic ones, not so fantastic ones, and everything in between. Oenos is an ancient Greek word. It means wine. Surprise, surprise. Kind of fit the theme of my naming convention of the songs. I also like the way it sounds, looks. It made a quite nice logo as well, I think. Up to you to judge, of course. So my latest release is a 4-track EP. Two of the songs I wrote a while back, and two of them were born in the last year. There were supposed to be a couple of instrumental pieces, but I felt they were a little bit empty. So I ended up adding vocals, obviously wrote lyrics for them. I think they enhanced and made it a little bit more consistent piece of work. I'm gonna butcher the name of the EP. I think it's Cherno. It is a Croatian word for black. I don't know any Croatian. Please forgive me if you are from Croatia, and please leave a comment if I got it totally wrong and I messed things up. The lyrics for the EP kind of born out of anxiety, my personal journey with anxiety. Definitely influenced by the pandemic we've been going through and generally the state of the world. So there's concepts or themes around apathy, fear, failure in the different songs. I think it just helped me to write about stuff I was feeling and going through as well. The cover art for the EP was taken here in London by a friend of mine, Livia. I think she did an amazing job with it. It is in the theme of anxiety as well, and we basically shot it at a cemetery, rocked up with a bottle of wine and some corks from the wines I've had. I always save them. And Livia just captured what I was kind of after really well. So thank you very much, Livia. I think labels have their place, and it's not really that you couldn't release your own music and make your own music without a label. That's what I do. I do everything, including the releasing bit. It is more about getting your music distributed, getting your music out there and actually heard by real people. Labels tend to have a lot of contacts, almost like the marketing side and the networking. That's really powerful with labels on your side. Saying that, you can do everything by yourself. I'm a living example of that. I don't have a label. But yeah, definitely there's some advantages of working with a label. I think my parents got me into music. I don't come from like a musical family. We didn't have a piano around and guitars everywhere, and there was like singing and stuff everywhere. We didn't do that. But we always had music in the house. And I remember my parents listening to like hard rock and stuff. Bands like Nazareth, Gary Moore. This is amazing songwriting, and I think that also introduced me to almost like the heavier, distorted sounds as well, which is really cool. I got into metal via my friend's older brother, who played Metallica, Sepultura, Pantera, Megadeth, that sort of stuff, and it just really hit me hard actually, and that was my that was my introduction to metal, and it kind of stuck with me. Not sure if I'm qualified to answer this question really. The one thing I'll say, that people who rely on music as their main source of income, who are professional musicians, it is really bloody hard to get paid well and compensated for your music. There's probably things we should look at and change around how streaming services distribute the money. And it feels like there's still a gap in how people get paid compared to the CD era and the vinyl era. So there's something around just getting actually paid and compensated for your hard work as a musician. Oh, there's so much new music. I've been listening to a lot of the new Rivers of Nile, for example, is amazing. New Crown record, Pupil Slicer stuff, really cool. There's this Danish band called LLNN. I'm sure there's a nice way of saying that. I don't know that. Their latest record is phenomenal. Oh God, there's so many new releases all the time. I'm actually struggling to keep up. The world is full of nice, interesting, new, innovative music. So yeah, check everything out. Listen to all the things. It'll be actually interesting to see what happens next year. Lots of people would have had a little bit more time on their hands to work on creative stuff, work on music. So I have a sneaky feeling, a suspicion that next year is gonna be really busy. There's gonna be everyone releasing music. I mean, the gigs and tours are back and will be back. And the festival lineups are looking incredibly insane for next summer. I'm not sure how I'm gonna live through all of that, but that's a positive problem for me as a music nerd and as a fan. Would be also interesting to see if like the live streams will stick around once bands start playing locally and touring properly. I think there's space for that. It's unlocked and opened a lot of audiences globally, rather than just relying on people actually being able to turn up to gigs. So hopefully that will actually be a good thing in the long run, if that happens. But yeah, it will be really interesting to see what actually happens next year. The music scene in London is still thriving. Now that things have opened up, there's a lot of gigs being booked, and all the tours are coming back. I guess the London scene has always been quite busy anyways, as all the bands who play in the UK will play a London show, or many. Most of the bands who will come to Europe to tour will also play in London. There's a lot of small bands around, a lot of rehearsal spaces and lots of musicians, so there's a lot of creativity, and the scene is active. I am hoping Brexit hasn't fucked that up, so I might be wrong, but it's looking still positive, and it's looking, despite all the closures of venues and bars, that things will pick up. And London will remain kind of this hub of creativity and music. So I'm gonna launch some new merch. There's some t-shirts, some tote bags coming around, so check them out. I am always writing new music. I'm actually quite quick at coming up with new music, but it takes me ages to finish it and get it to a shape of where I can actually release stuff. So there will be new stuff. When, how, I don't really know. And it's not one of those, I could tell you but have to kill you. It's just I don't know. Depends how much time I spend working on music in the zone. Just going back to I always keep on writing new music. I really enjoy it. It's just the song graveyard is a growing thing. I'm always battling and trying to wrap things up and trying to focus on actually getting things finished rather than moved on to the next thing is challenging for me. Thank you for being patient. Thank you for listening to my ramblings. Stay in touch. I like chatting with people, so don't hesitate to reach out. See you around. Cheers.